Welcome back. I've got Miles Mossop here of Tukara Wines. Miles, thanks for making the time and for coming and bringing some of your lovely wines to us. I'm very interested to know what you've brought for me to try with this dish.
Oh, Ruben, yeah, thanks very much for having me here. Yeah, I've already poured you the Tukara Director's Reserve White 2012. It's a blend of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon, barrel fermented. It's actually our flagship white blend from Tukara. Wine spends about 11 months in oak, so it's got some sort of hints of passion fruit, gooseberry, lemongrass, and you'll always get a slight hint of oak, a little sort of brioche and smokiness that'll come through. It's not too oaky. The wine's probably a small percentage of new wood. Always a great acidity on the wine. And now, just looking at the dish, you got that tuna with a bit of smokiness from the grilling. There's a bit of acidity in the sauce. Sort of might work well.
I don't want to give it away. I don't want to tell you what I'm thinking at this moment. What else did you bring?
Yeah, so I thought as an alternative, something different style. We're quite well known for our Chardonnays as well, so I brought a lightly wooded Chardonnay. It's some of it's tank fermented, some of it's barrel fermented. There's a little bit of new wood. The grapes are from cooler climate areas, including Amarnis and Elgin, and also spends about 10 months in barrel, but there's a lot more sort of citrus. Again, the brioche and smokiness from the oak, but lovely zesty acidity and beautiful bright fruit, sort of yellow fruits that you'll get in there, pineapple and papaya. And but the citrus probably would also pair well with that sauce. And the smokiness again with the tuna.
Miles, is that a characteristic of all your white wines?
Freshness is something something I really believe in. Wines with texture and freshness. Freshness definitely helps a wine age. The wines will age well. They also pair very well with food. Helps cut through the fattiness or the richness of foods often. We really aim for balance at Tukara. Is what we're really aiming for.
I want to ask you a question around Chardonnay. I mean, you know, people have, I think in recent years, moved away from Chardonnay, but now I've tasted some amazing Chardonnays now recently.
Yeah.
And this one is one of them. It's different to what I've been used to. I mean, it's not as wooded.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the problem. In the past, maybe in the 80s and the 90s, Chardonnays were put into lots of new wood, very ripe. Often acidities were quite low, a little bit of sugar in them. The wines were fat and flabby, and often people really liked that about Chardonnay. It was very recognizable. It was easy. And then they went through a stage in the sort of late 90s where people said ABC, anything but Chardonnay. And that was sort of late 90s when I started making wine at Tukara, sort of at the beginning of the millennium. And it was a tough challenge trying to get the right balance and then trying to get people to drink Chardonnay again. And now we're finding an upturn in the Chardonnay sales, and people are starting to drink it again and starting to enjoy it.
Great.
I need to try a little piece of this.
Look, I want to talk a little bit about Tukara. I mean, I drive past there quite regularly, and I know your chef very well, Richard. Tell us a little bit more about the farm. I know there's a lot more activities on the farm, or there's more aspects to it. I mean, you don't only make wine. Tell us more about it.
I mean, the property's developed around 2000 when I started there, and I've been there for 14 and a half years now, so I've done every vintage there. But the owners, GT and Mickey Ferreira, are big art lovers, are passionate about food, passionate about design. So everything about Tukara is around that. So we've got a fantastic restaurant, as you mentioned. Richard Carson's the chef, and it's really sublime food at a beautiful setting, a stunning deck with beautiful views. A lot of people say go there in the evening because it's so beautiful, but I say go there at lunchtime.
Yeah.
It's absolutely stunning. We have the Delicatessen, which is just up the road, which is breakfast and lunch, and that's where they produce the olive oil. And we also make some fantastic olive oils, single varietal olive oils, as well as some blended oils. And then we have a small gallery and art exhibition, and as well as a sculpture garden at the moment, which Mrs. Ferreira has developed. So lots of aspects to Tukara, really a great destination to visit. And obviously, my side, I'm responsible for the wine, so fantastic tasting room and hopefully good wines.
Let's stay with the art a little bit. I've heard the story about art created with wine.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, that was a concept we came up with in 2006, where we we do our annual launch of our new vintages, and we thought great to have something coupled with that. And as GT and Mickey are great art lovers, the concept came up of why don't we ask artists to paint with wine. So we, the first year, approached a number of young artists in the Cape and asked them to participate and provided them with some wine and said to them as we gave them a theme and they had to paint towards that theme. I think they struggled initially because wine doesn't really go down into canvas that well, or paper. It dissipates. But they came up with some tricks and concentrating it and recipes to try and, I mean, the guys were cooking more than they were painting, trying to reduce the wine to something they could utilize. And over the years, you must see some of the pieces they've come up with. I mean, the detail and the textures from red wine. I mean, it's just a single color that they're dealing with, and they're able to develop all these. I mean, last year I spoke to one of the artists, and he said to me, no, you needed to get some different colors and different textures in. So he was boiling wine with nails and rusty nails and trying to get different colors, and it's really amazing. So we do that annually in September, and then we display the art at the winery from end of September through to generally the end of January, middle of February.
I can't believe you've been there since the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning.
What's that? Did you say 14 years or?
Yeah, I've done 15 vintages there now. So it's been a long way. It's been great for me to start off with Jakara, with just really rattling around in that massive cellar. We had small production. And over the years, we've purchased additional properties. So we have a property in Elgin and a property just outside of Manus in the Himlan Ida Valley, where we get some nice cool climate white grapes from. And then being able to work with those different grapes and making different styles has been quite challenging and rewarding. And it's helped us develop the brand as it is today. Yeah.
And you've got different tiers to your wines as well.
Yeah, that's what I've actually got here. The Black Label are what we consider our top-end tier. We've got the Reserve Collection as well as the Director's Reserve White, which is our flagship white blend. And those wines are always made 100% from our own grapes. And we always stick to one region, so we wouldn't blend across regions. And the White Label, it's our varietal range, as we call it. They're all varieties. There's no blends in there. Those wines are sort of more everyday drinking wines. They're still made in a Syrah style, and we will blend across regions if we need to, especially the Chardonnay, because we've got grapes in Manus, Elgin, and Stellenbosch. We blend across all regions, and it brings lovely complexity to the wines.
Okay, and a little bit about you then. I know you like surfing. What else do you do when you want to get winemaking off your mind? Not that you want to do that, but we all need to take a break now and then.
Our family is very important to me. So I suppose the best way to get my mind off work, if I need to, and relax would be surfing with my family. My whole family surfs. Even my daughter Kika at 6 is starting to surf. So just being in the ocean, whether it's not surfing, fishing, I love the ocean. So it's always been about the ocean for me. I studied to become a geologist when I was at Stellenbosch University initially. And my first job, I was given a job in the middle of Northern Cape in the desert. So I first accepted it, and then I had second thoughts about a month later, turned it down, reapplied at university, and went back to study viticulturology. Number one, because I thought the lifestyle would be great, but also could be closer to the ocean. And over that period of time, it developed into a fantastic passion. So,
Miles, but the wine, I've decided on the Director's Reserve. I think it's like, for me, it's not a near perfect match. It is a perfect match. What do you think?
Yeah, I've now been tucking into this dish as well in the break here, and it's been absolutely delicious. That little hint of the herbs in the sauce, as you said, a little bit of anchovy, with the roasted vegetables, the aubergine, the smokiness. It just lifts the wine's perfume. It lifts up the slight herbal aspect to the wine as well. I think it's stunning, absolutely stunning. It worked great match in this beautiful dish.